Hey, this is Gail Nelson, President and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Miami, the host of The Game of Life, where everybody makes the team, but how you play is up to you. Welcome to The Game of Life, Season 2, Episode number 7. I'm so pleased to have with me today some very, very special guests from a great partner, Accenture. We have Kenyon P. Williams, Business Strategy and Operations Senior Manager, and also Dylan Nehme, Technology Architecture Delivery Analyst. Woo! That's a mouthful. Gentlemen, welcome to The Game of Life, where everybody makes the team, but how you play is up to you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Absolutely. I'm your host, as everybody knows, Gail Nelson, President and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Miami. And this podcast is all about highlighting partners, getting to know our community, those that are giving back, if you will. And Accenture has been just an incredible partner. But I want to get to know my guests, and we always start there because everybody has a story. So, Kenyon, just tell us about your story.
All right. Fairly simple. Local, grew up here, went to local university, actually got recruited to Accenture out of the local university.
You can name the school. We name schools here. We can shout out.
We can do shout outs.
Oh, yeah.
At Florida International University.
FIU.
And also
my son's at FIU. Go Panthers.
Go Panthers.
All
go
right.
Panthers. All right. And, got recruited there. I mean, I was never interested. I was a math guy, right, in finance. Wasn't looking to be in consulting, but, someone reached out to me and said, hey, you should try this. And I had a good professor who, said, hey, with your skills, you really should be looking into this line of work. So it worked out.
And how long have you been with Accenture?
Been there a little over 15 years. So
how about that? So it did work out.
Did work out.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
And Dylan, tell us your story. I mean, how long you been with Accenture, and where you from?
I was born and raised in New Jersey, lived there for the first 22 years of my life, got recruited out of school at Rutgers, and moved down to Miami for Accenture. And I've been with Accenture for a year and a half now.
That's wonderful. So I think the college recruitment is going very well. We're at Rutgers and FIU, and Accenture is getting the best and brightest coming out of the school. So welcome to the show again, gentlemen. As we talk about what Accenture is doing with Big Brothers Big Sisters in Miami, and Accenture has been a great new partner for us in so many ways that we'll talk about later. But tell us about the company. What is Accenture?
Okay, so we're a global consulting firm. We do strategy, consulting, technology, operations. We like to define ourselves as we solve our clients' toughest issues, right? It's a little bit nebulous. It's hard to define, but we go from strategy to execution. So a company could have issues on a strategy level, or they could have just tactical execution issues. From A to Z, we cover it.
That's incredible. That is incredible, and I know it's certainly needed within the corporate space, within the government space as well. And so you guys are like superheroes then. So it's like the Avengers, and I'm a Marvel guy, and DC guy as well. I mean, so
yeah, I'm a Marvel guy. Yeah,
there you go. So you guys are like, so that's like Mr. Incredible 1 and 2 on the show today, right?
Right. Yeah, we have that global reach. Working about 120 countries. So wherever you are, we could provide support.
That's your superheroes. I like the humility. 'Cause you got to be. If you're going to be a superhero, you got to be humble. Right. The mild mannered person during the day, and then doing your thing. So no, we appreciate. You all helping companies just do a better job and obviously address any issues that may come up. Speaking of issues that come up, our kids face so many different challenges. The resilience of the children in Miami in particular that we see based on socioeconomic challenges, academic challenges, behavioral challenges as well. Corporate social responsibility, giving back. What does that mean to the Accenture brand?
So it's really meaningful for us, right? Because we consider ourselves an innovative company, right? And so we look at using innovation to improve how the world works and how people live, right? So our corporate social responsibilities are part and parcel of that. In fact, we have pledged to equip about 3 million people with what we call skills to succeed.
3 million people.
By 2020.
It's awesome.
Right, and that's a pledge that every local office within the firm has taken on. We partner with local agencies like Big Brothers Big Sisters, and similar to how we work with companies that we go and we're like, give us your toughest challenges. That's the way we're looking at corporate citizenship as well.
That's powerful. And I like the quantitative goal as well. And speaking of that, let's get a little qualitative real quick. Giving back, corporate social responsibility. We have a program called School to Work. And for all the folks listening via Apple Podcast, Spotify, and all the social media channels, hear me clearly. Everybody can do something. And what corporations like Accenture are doing in a program called School to Work, workplace mentoring, and I have two big brothers in front of me. It's one thing to be the, let me get that right, the technology, architecture, delivery analyst, Dylan, but you're a big brother in the School to Work program that provides workplace mentoring opportunities for employees to mentor a high school student once a month without ever leaving the job. Dylan, what has this program meant to you? And tell me about your relationship with your little brother.
So what the School to Work program has meant to me is it's just a great way for all these mentors to come together into the office. We all travel as consultants. We're all over the globe doing our own thing. So it's nice to all come together once a month, share our experiences with our littles. And my relationship with my little, he's great. He goes.
What's his name? What's your little's name?
His name is Christian.
Christian, all right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Christian.
Shout out to Christian. But it's been great. We've been able to just push some of our professional goal success things like college planning, goal setting, project management, teaching them about different scholarships that they didn't know were available. So it's just nice to be able to give back to the community and help them out with things that we might have messed up with growing up.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
I think one of the great, I would say, successes of that story is everyone has a different story. Right?
No two relationships are alike.
No two
Very
relationships
important.
are alike. So
I like that.
We have a diverse set of mentors in our office. We have people who finished college. We have people who didn't finish college. We have people who are able to give them a wide range of stories to say, I may have been from a different background myself, but here's how I did it, right? So give them something to relate to. And then, we get fairly tactical, right? As the folks, Dylan's little will say, and as my little as well, we ask about grades. I've had my little pull up his, student portal.
Accountability,
and say,
no doubt about it. What's your little's name, Kenyon?
Daniel.
Daniel,
And say,
okay.
Where are you, right? We made, like a 6-day plan to say, it's coming up in senior year. You got to get his college scholarships done. You got to get SATs done. We planned a schedule around studying for the SATs.
Man,
right?
he's like an Accenture client now.
Yeah, so we hold them pretty accountable.
I
there.
love that.
And they're getting, real life skills as well, right? So as part of our session, we try to have a fun topic.
Sure.
Or we bring in client experiences that we're having. For our next session, for example, we have some colleagues who work, I think I'm allowed to say the name Google, one of our kind of big search client for us out there. And, she's kind of bringing back here some interesting things about Google and that, they may not know about. And here are some ways, if they want to get into a company like Google, here's some of the things they look for.
That's wonderful. I mean, and I just can't thank you guys enough. And there's a group of all the Accenture mentors, the bigs here in Miami that are serving your colleagues here in the Miami office of about 300 people. Yeah. I guess there's give or take in the office here in Miami. But we just appreciate the corporate social responsibility. Dylan as a big brother, Kenyon as a big brother as well. Speaking of mentoring, when we think about that trusted friend and counsel, that's the definition of a mentor. I reference this all the time on the show. But in order for you all to give back, somebody mentored you. Somebody helped you get where you are, whether it was pushing you to go to Rutgers or FIU or whatever your personal journey, wherever it started. But here you are, serving as big brothers for an incredible company who's giving back in so many different ways. So, Kenyon, who mentored you?
So
and I'll be the same question you, Dylan, in a minute.
So for me, it was a professor in school. I was going down the finance track. I was thinking banking. I think I was heading directly to that track. And I think he pulled me aside and said, hey, I really like, some of the things, you've kind of put together for this class. I think you could look at this consulting area. I think it's an area that you would be a fit. And by the way, I work with a couple different companies that are out there, and I would appreciate your help, even as an intern, to come in and try to help me think through some of these things that I'm working. And if it's an area that you like, then, here's how you could pursue it. Here's some of the companies that, look for people in that space. And for me, that was actually brand new because I have never heard about consulting before. In
Right.
school, I was thinking finance, I was thinking banking. So he really, one, kind of identified that, hey, you have some skills that may be useful here. Then kind of pulled me onto his team and, helped me work through some of the project he was working on since he was doing that kind of same type of work for other companies.
And that professor's name?
Unfortunately, I can't remember
That's
his
all
name
right.
right now.
That's all
but
right.
he
It's all
was a
good.
finance professor.
Sometimes people get general to protect the innocent, but we
Yes.
always like calling out mentors. So whoever you are, professor out there, your student, Kenyon Williams, thanks you tremendously. But again, he helped you fine tune.
fine tune what I needed to be, right?
And a lot of kids, they have ideas, if you will, and banking, finance, reputable industries, obviously. But you just needed to see it maybe a little clearer. So mentors provide that clarity, that guidance, that support, that coaching. Here you are, 15 years later.
15 years in, he made the right call.
He made the right call, and he invested in the right person as well, because it's two-way street. You got the big brother, the big sister, but the kids that we serve need to be receptive to the coaching. And sometimes it's, you got to get out of your comfort zone a little bit as well. So Dylan, here you are with that smooth beard too. I wish I could do it with a beard like that. But nevertheless, let's just stay focused on the topic. Who mentored you, Dylan?
So growing up in high school, we had guidance counselors
Yes.
that were assigned to us. And when I was looking at colleges, I was just looking everywhere. I wanted to get out of New Jersey, so I was looking at every other state. And when I started talking with him, he started suggesting Rutgers, a school I wasn't even looking at the time.
Wow.
And it was an in-state school, so in-state tuition, and it was a very large school, had great outreach and a lot of great programs. So I started to look into there, and that's where I ended up going. So I thank him for pushing me to look at Rutgers.
And now you know what my next question will be. Do you remember the name of that counselor that helped you?
I remember Mr. Malone.
Mr. Malone.
Yeah.
So Mr. Malone, wherever you are, still helping kids, whatever context, you made a great investment. And so with that, look at the examples. And again, the game of life. We're here with Kenyon and Dylan from Accenture, global brand, global company, helping companies. But what Accenture is doing in the Big Brothers Big Sisters space is helping real kids. And you needed that clarity. You knew you wanted to go to college. Both of you did. But in your case, Kenyon, just fine-tuning some objectives and career path. For you, Dylan, that mentor allowed you to just look where you weren't even looking. And for those that are listening, 305-644-0066, recognize we need mentors. Women volunteer at a rate of 3 to 1 compared to men. We need women and men who are committed. We need companies like Accenture to do their part as it relates to helping in the mentoring space as well. It's either your time or your investment. An investment of your time and also the fiscal investment can help a child do incredible things. Let me just say this, guys, before I give you the last question. Many people don't know this, but as you think about the cost of crime, $80,000 annually in the state of Florida, $80,000 annually. The cost to match Kenyon and the cost to match Dylan, $1,500 annually. So one child in a incarcerated facility, $80,000 a year. One child being mentored, $1,500 annually. So that's not a real heavy lift. It's a great investment, and what you all are doing in the mentoring space is powerful. Now, as we close the show and as we wrap up our first year in partnering with Accenture, an incredible partnership doing incredible things for high school students here in Miami-Dade County. As we look to the next phase, what does that look like from your vantage point, Kenyon? Because we certainly want to continue the partnership. Any nuances or maybe just continuing or expanding school to work, inquiring minds want to know.
All right, so we're pretty metrics-driven company, as you could tell. So our goal for the office is, we work at about 10 to 15 students right now. We're looking to double that in the coming year.
I love it.
The other part that we're looking at is, I think, we want to do some things with the local center itself, right? We've talked about, we have a huge training curriculum that we use for our Skills to Succeed program. We want to be able to leverage that here, more outreach to the local community. So, instead of, just one-on-one mentoring, we want to reach out to the mentors if they have parents, if they have family members who need that type of skill and that type of training. We're looking to see, can we leverage your centers, leverage, our curriculum, and, we're willing to come in and do that training for you, for people who are so inclined.
Well, you have a deal to not only expand the school to work program at Accenture, to not only begin to leverage the Skills to Succeed curriculum and train more students, even those that are not mentored directly at Accenture. There's a number of kids we can help here at the Carnival Center for Excellence, but also to really begin to impact the other kids from the local community as well through our group engagement and mentoring program. Gentlemen, I can't thank you enough. The Game of Life is about celebrating, and we certainly have much to celebrate here at Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we could not do it without incredible partners like Accenture. So Dylan, you and Christian, right? Keep doing what you're doing. That young man will one day, and I'm sure high schoolers may not thank you right away. They don't run up and to give you a hug. Right. High schoolers are kind of weird, aren't they? Sometimes they're like, you good? Yeah, I'm good. Head nod even if you get that. But stick with Christian. He's doing bigger and better things because of you, and also Daniel. Right. Kenyon, keep up the great work as a mentor. And you were the impetus. You were the catalyst, if you will, that got this program started. So I want to personally thank you for your commitment to mentoring.
No, thank you.
That's what it's all about. That concludes Season 2, Episode number 7, The Game of Life, where everybody makes a team, but how you play is up to you. Let's go. This is The Game of Life.